It's come to my attention more and more the horoscope people are saying, okay, this affects everybody. Why would they do that? It makes more money with less work. And since I'm born on the cusp, I oftentimes check both horoscopes from both sides of the cusp. And I noticed that this one horoscope lady republished the horoscope from one sign to the following sign on the following day, thinking that guys like me wouldn't notice. Well, I noticed. And they're publishing these things daily pretty much. So that is to say, every day is a new beginning and a new chance to change the course of your life and do whatever you do better, faster, stronger, make more money, have more influence, have more effect, have more life. So I suppose you could consider this my reading for the morning. It's not a reading, it's from my brain. It's my offload from my brain. I suppose I could also say Spirit has given me this to say, and when Spirit says say something, you say something. So I'm saying something. This week I've written only about 20 pages. It's a start. So I don't know, I'm more compelled to turn what I wrote into a video. So I think that's exactly what I will do. Anyway, look for that coming to a monitor near you. I'm interested in the same thing everybody else is, conceptually speaking, namely what's best for me. You're interested in primarily as a priority in what's best for you and what resonates with you. If that's motherhood or fatherhood, that's great. I don't have a womb to fill. It's not part of my DNA. I don't have that feminine energy. I have other feminine energy, but not that one. I don't like my family well enough to participate in it. I look at my family and I think, no, thank you. No, I absolutely think too much, and what I'm thinking too much about right now are things such as, what is a death sentence? Well, it's synonymous with an epitaph, isn't it? That sentence on your tombstone that sums up your life, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 plus year old life into one sentence, one death sentence. Here lies so-and-so that did such and such. I don't want my death sentence to be, here lies the family slave that got married, had kids, and committed himself to paying for his offspring for their entire life, even though they weren't thankful, and the love that he got back from them was commensurate with how much money he gave them on a moment-by-moment basis. I mean, parents are people too, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want that to be my death sentence. That's not what I'm interested in. That's not what I'm living for. I don't worship children. I'm happy to give on a moment-by-moment basis. I don't want to be obligated to my children for the rest of my life. That's not what I'm living for. That's not something I esteem as something worth living for. If that's something you want to live for, great. We just went through Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, Vietnamese New Year, Tet on January the 29th. It's generally speaking a 2-week celebration, and we're well beyond that. A Vietnamese girl likes the tree. I do too. This is us bringing it together. Last year, she did the Vietnamese tree, the bare winter stick tree with these ornaments hanging off of it. And I saw that and thought, well, wouldn't that be pretty on a Christmas tree? Those red ornaments on a green Christmas tree. So this year I did precisely that, and sure enough, aren't they pretty? Meanwhile, I got these at Costco. Aren't these pretty as well? These, what do they call them? Blue Hurons, pack of 2 for 30 bucks. I think they add a lovely color to the festivities. The other one, I wish they both faced the same direction. Maybe that's the Virgo in me, probably is. Just for the record, I think I've decided that I am the sign vertigo. I'm not real sure what that means. Maybe I'm high on life. I had vertigo once upon a time, and I went to the doctor and got some pills for it. I mean, my head was just spinning. I thought that was the oddest thing, and that's what they diagnosed me as. Vertigo, and they gave me pills for it, and they helped. I mean, this was a long time ago. I'm the sign vertigo. I have this neighbor who, parks right in front of my door. I mean, the whole thing, they're testing to see how much control they have over a man. And in some instances, mutual benefit does turn out to be the case and what actually happens. And that's wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. What is love? All too often, love is me thinking that she's going to prioritize my interests, and her thinking that I'm going to prioritize her interests. Neither one of us do that. I mean, we fake like we're going to do that, men so they can get sex, and women so they can have somebody help them raise their children. They're the ones with the wombs that are interested in that. And help and partnership doesn't have to come from somebody of the same sex, and oftentimes it doesn't. I suppose some men are interested in that because they have that feminine energy abiding within them. And I think that came from, me looking at my parents' relationship and family and all that kind of thing and thinking that it didn't look like that much fun. And so I'd just give it a pass. Another very important aspect to think about regarding that is that said mothers are the ones raising these boys, these men that become undesirable as husbands. When those boys get married, when those boys start dating, what they're looking for is a new mother that they can have sex with. And what's going to happen is that woman is going to have a baby that's going to replace them as her priority. And men do not see that coming. I'm with my girl 15 years because she does not want to have children. She doesn't want to go through pregnancy. Her dad was a doctor, so she has a real strong nursing instinct, which is perhaps akin to a mother instinct. And so I'm the person that she has determined to take care of. So I remain her priority, and I'm thrilled for that. The last thing I want is some woman who's going to have children that replace me as their priority, and I just become the family slave according to her directive. So no, I'll stay with Hung. Hung is great. I'm in a mood. Everybody's always in a mood, be it good, bad, indifferent, upside, downside, whatever. I am me, you are you. If we have mutual benefit, great. Wow, I just understood something. Of course, guys want to have sex without kids, and girls want to have kids without sex, like the Virgin Mary. The Spirit of Christ is helpful in keeping us from killing each other. To a certain extent, it's good for us to follow peace. I do hope and pray that things work out in the Ukraine and in Gaza and Israel. Granted, the human body is an amazing contraption. Like a Venus flytrap. Venus. Interesting choice of planets to name it after. The human body is wondrously evolved, and I suppose God is the God of evolution. We have become what we have become, and part of how we are using that is trickery. Men don't want to spend money. The masculine energy is that of a provider. The feminine energy is that of a mother, caregiver, and the issue is men are trying to preserve cash and capital, and women are trying to spend it on their children. So the whole game, the whole trick is for women to trick us using their sex that they're going to withhold to get us to pay for their children, our children, whatever, the children. I remember I said one time to my mother, who didn't really want to have children anyway. She wanted to have a career and be her own person and blah, blah, blah. But I said to her, because I could see, she was shaming my sister and just shaming everybody, shaming me. She was definitely a narcissist, for all the typical reasons that people become narcissists. Anyway, I said to her, shame is your strategy as a mother, which is, I judged that, being a judgmental ass Virgo, as shameful. And I said to her, shame is your strategy as a mother. You should be ashamed of yourself. And we both kind of laughed at how clever that was to think and say. I was her oldest child, first son. Mothers love their sons, especially their first ones. One of my concepts, beliefs, is that kids kill their parents, figuratively speaking, and perhaps emotionally speaking, in that, in the end, parents' will to live, because kids are the same as their parents, only more modern and smarter and more so. And so the parents are busy working to provide for the kids, and the kids are busy trying to become independent. Man, what occurs to me? My neighbor who passed away didn't have any kids. She must not have liked her family too much because she didn't leave any forwarding numbers. So in the event that they can't find anybody next of kin to become the new owners of her property, the state will become the owners of her property. So I think that tells us that the state are the owners of all properties in the first place. This whole thing about property ownership is sleight of hand. The state actually owns us by way of our property. It's a way to tax us and keep track of us and all of that. So yeah, the state doesn't become the owner of the property. The state always was the owner of her property, and mine and yours. What is property ownership to begin with? It's land. Earth is of God, if you will. It's a political construct. Ultimately, the owners of a property are the kings and the armies who conquer that property and then divvy it among their generals initially and their people subjugatively. So, I mean, property ownership is a function of politics and of war, basically. Conquering. Yeah, the state owns our property. The state owned the property to begin with. The state made and makes it possible for us to exist on our property. So without the state's protection, there is no safe property for anybody to be on. So speaking about owning another human being, as in slavery, we are all owned. 99% of us are owned by the 1%, and that's life. We're all aspiring to be part of the 1%, and only 1% of us, 1 in 100, become that.